Robert was gracious enough to put together some of the best aliens quotes, and I happen to concur with all of these. But if we read them, we have to read them in the style that they're said in the movie, of
Uh,
course.
which I try, but who can compete with? And I think these are all Sigourney quotes.
Of
So
course.
obviously, there's a lot of good, Bill Paxton quotes and so forth. But and it's
Yeah.
some of these I still say like, and
Oh yeah.
I do this to poor Murphy. Sometimes maybe and I take walks
I
and
quote
and
Aliens, I think, more than any other film.
Murphy doesn't always get to go, or
Mur
or we're leaving, and so I
Mur
do turn it and say, and you little shithead, you're staying here.
I, I do the other line with my cats a lot where he goes, "Where were you? Where have you been? Where have you been?" When he's like, "Jonesy, where have you been?"
I almost wore my Jonesy shirt today, but I wore Wayland Yutani
Oh, I
instead. So
love it. I
yeah,
love it. The Wayland Yutani.
but
Um,
I do.
the Before we get into the quotes, what's your policy on Gordon, his character in Aliens?
Gordon.
See, I like Gordon a lot. He's the no
Oh, that
experience.
gotcha. Oh, how many what drops are
Yeah,
like
36. How many
simulate
combat drops? Two simulate, or what is it? Two,
30, yeah.
I including this one. Oh, what I like about him is he's the right amount of like smarmy and whatever,
Hmm.
but he redeems himself. It takes balls to blow yourself up and do the honorable thing,
He
and he
does.
he
He
does. I
goes
like
back,
that.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
think that's why I stopped and went back to the theatrical version because it's just a tighter movie. And,
Yeah.
it's,
Hmm.
James
It is.
Cameron is at that time, he was still a great script writer where, if you have something in reel one, it better pay off in reel six. And
Yeah.
that was kind of one of those things where every little thing kind of paid off
It
the way it was
did.
supposed to. So, but yeah, and then not that the special edition is bloated, but it's
Yeah.
just some unnecessary things and so forth. There's pieces that probably somewhere in between that could have been good. So,
Yeah. I think some of the drone footage where they show like the drones emptying out, they took that out of the theatrical release,
mhm.
and that kind of helps explain why the aliens didn't come in right away and get them because there were sentry drones set up. Um, I think those could have stayed in there, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
It's nice to watch the tighten up
yeah.
version. But best aliens quotes. First one is what Robert just said, and you little shithead, you're staying here. Uh, do you want to read one and I'll read one, or how do you want to do this?
Yeah, go ahead and do this one if you want, or do
Okay.
you want to do the next? I'll
Di-
do this. Did
okay.
IQs just drop sharply while I was away?
I love that line.
It's a good line for work.
It is good. It is
You come
good.
back from vacation,
Yeah.
man,
Somebody
and then I just go on, and ma'am, I already told you it was not indigenous.
It was not indigenous, man. And all this one we've quoted a lot. All
Yeah.
this bullshit you think is important. You can just kiss all that goodbye. You can in
Oh,
over
that's the best
300
one.
recorded worlds. We have I love that chick. And
They're
we
all
have
everybody.
any surveys in 300 recorded worlds.
These are
Oh,
your words. She's
these
chain smoking.
Right. Which, by the way, that was a cool on-screen zoom effect for 86. Like, they didn't really have that in the 80s. Like Cameron, I think that scene aged pretty well with the
Yeah.
computer on the screen, you know?
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, it was big screen. Yeah. Now we don't even kind of think about it,
No.
and some of the behind the scenes stuff, and Cameron talks about in particular, like at that time, their military fatigue that was futuristic. Now this is actually what it looks like now. You know,
Yeah, pretty
and
cool.
then they had lenses that came down over one eye for infrared. Like all this stuff is now
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's real. It's real because futuristic films are just they usually age terribly and they're very hard to do and it holds its own. It holds
Yeah.
its own.
James Cameron, he's a futurist. He knew what was going to happen. So,
Yeah. Yeah, he knew to wait for Avatar.
next quote. Burke, I don't know which species is worse. You don't see them fucking each other over for a goddamn percentage.
Burke, Burke Carter J.
Um,
Well,
I
I
didn't,
I don't think you or any of us have the right to arbitrarily just exterminate them.
and he's
Watch
just doing
us.
it.
Getting our asses kicked, pal.
I forgot how evil he was. I mean, he is the villain, of
Yeah.
of the movie, but
Paul Reiser.
yeah, just kind of between this kind of smarminess and just downright
Yeah.
evilness, yeah, so forth. But
Willing to
um,
sacrifice lives to bring back the embryo.
good for the I mean, the audience. I remember the audience just cheering, anytime like he was like, or when
Yeah.
he was kind of taken out too. But yeah,
So,
so
so Burke's agenda was to bring them back regardless, right?
yeah, so get them impregnated, freeze them, mess with everybody else's cryo tubes so they don't survive, but he would, and that way he'd be the winner and bring back the
Yeah,
xenomorph. Yeah, so
it's wild. And next alien quote is, "I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure." That is a great line. And there's also the next one is the one I'm thinking of, and I'm glad you're saying this one because this is perfect.
in 19 minutes, this area is going to be the cloud of vapor the size of Nebraska.
Just such a great reference, Nebraska.
So you could, as you know, and this happens in California, anytime whatever city you're in or whatever, if they mention whatever,
Of
and so
course.
you can imagine opening night when they mention Nebraska, and I kind of wanted to see the cloud that's shaped like Nebraska, but it was not. So
I know. They should they should do that for the re-release, is just
yeah,
have it. And I think you need to say the final line because
I
this
know
needs to be a
nobody can
clip.
do that. Nobody can do this as well as she does, though. I don't know, but I did bring her out today, so
Oh,
with the little
oh, there it
things and
is.
stuff like that. So obviously the perfect line was "Get away from her, you bitch."
The
I can't even. I
Reeboks
won't
and
even pretend to
everything.
do it. Yeah, she actually has the Reeboks on and so
So
forth. Yeah,
cool. Where
yeah.
did you get that?
I think this is a NECA. So I'm holding up for those that can't see a model of Sigourney and the power loader.
So cool.
So they did a good job
Bay
for all of
12,
that. So
please.
yeah, I don't know. Can you do anything?
I don't know. What can you do?
Yeah.
I have a class four rating. Be my guest.
Um, yeah, it came with like little eggs and stuff like
Oh,
that, and
so
so yeah,
cool.
so kind of coming out
Oh,
of
the
as
face
well.
hugger.
So I've got to have that. I don't remember if I shared this
Dun,
last
dun, dun,
time,
dun,
but
dun,
I
dun,
did
dun,
bring
dun,
out
dun, 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 dun. Ooh, what is that beautiful thing?
this is a cookie jar.
No way.
Hmm.
Oh, it's so cool. That is so cool. Robert is holding a cookie jar that, of course, is one of the eggs.
And I think this was a gift from Nick Lewis, who's a listener
Oh,
that
great
I've had
gift.
for never had cookies in it, but
That is
I
so
do keep it
cool.
out.
I'm looking at it online.
Now you're like, I need to find this.
They're not cheap, so great
No?
gift, friend.
Okay. Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, really, really cool. Oh, I love Aliens. And Aliens is one of those movies I feel like I still pick up on things, or at least I did for a long time that I didn't pick up before. Kind of like a Back to the Future, like little
Hmm.
things here and there, little tiny, like the attention to detail in Aliens is so good.
As I say, everything is planted and it was a low budget movie. I was looking, it was in 86, it was 18.5 million. So, which uh probably equates to maybe 50 million now, which is not for what you're getting on screen,
Yeah, no, of
that
course.
does not look like, but and Sigourney was a chunk of that, to get her back. Um, but yeah,
She deserved it.
she deserved every penny.
You know what's great about Aliens too is it's a completely different movie. I mean, certainly it plays into the character, but they didn't take the route of like, oh, Ripley's going back up with another crew or the alien came back to Earth. It was just, the first one's more of a psychological thriller, second one's an action movie, and it's both are peppered in horror and it's just such a good movie. I mean, Cameron was like perfect to do
Yeah.
that,
I remember at the time, all we knew, because it was just the director of the Terminator. So I remember
Right.
rewatching the Terminator to kind of think what he was going to do with Aliens. So
Yeah, no, it's did such a great job.